My name is Eli Hickman. I am a citizen of the Mississippi Band of Choctaws, and I'm also Navajo from my dad's side. The sticks, you would call it capucha. They'll have their own, different tribes, different southeastern tribes will have their own version of it. Most are mimicking the style of the Choctaws, which is squared up. Today, and generally we call it stickball, but back in the day it was ishtabuli.
So when did you learn how to play?
Some would say the question would be, when did I start to play? The learning part, I'm still learning, because as much as I grow into it, that there's aspects of it that is beyond physical. Then there's also the community part of it. It's not just me, but it's the aspect of growing it. But it's probably been about 11 years when I first held a pair of capucha. I wasn't raised traditionally. I just grew up in Dallas. We would go visit the reservation, but we wouldn't spend time doing anything cultural, just visiting family members and playing outside, and playing in the woods. But other than that, then we just go back home. So basically, I was just your general native guy who didn't know his culture. But eventually, there was like a small, I guess like a yearning to be or to know. When I first started to come out to the park by myself and practice by myself in the field, when there was only me, and I didn't want to do it, but I did want to get better. It wasn't the fact that I was out there crashing and smashing and all that kind of stuff. It was the fact that I had to step out of the backyard where everything was safe to the openness of the grass area where there was nobody else like me doing what I was doing, and I know that everybody would be watching. And like I said before, my mindset, it wasn't like, heck yeah, let's go do this and that, but everything was always a chore and a battle.
Why is it important for us natives to play stickball?
We still today, we have to represent, and I would love to take it easy, but as a stickball player, you got to be strong, you got to be mentally prepared for everything. There's still a way we can still keep it like that. It's important for natives to play stickball, especially in the urban areas. If you got the chance to play, I would suggest you play it. There is aspects you can learn from it, even like the ones who don't want to play. You got the health benefits to do it. It was built as a way for warriors to play. It wasn't made for them until they changed their mindset and went to the gym and worked out, so that they can be like, all right, let's do this, because now we're representing our culture and representing our tribe and stuff like that in battle against maybe another tribe, because there's tribes who play against each other still. Like some people ask me, hey Eli, when's our next event, the next program of like powwow or something like that? I'm like, man, we got an event every week. It's called stickball practice. You need to show up, get out there, hang out with us and this and that, because it is a gathering point. When we go to practice, we go there to sort of to feel each other out, because sometimes you don't really know anybody until you put that pressure on them. And when you have that pressure on them, psychologically, you can see how they operate, like how much stress you can put on them, and before they snap or break. And sometimes they don't break or snap, but they don't come back at all because they feel like it was too much. But then some people will come back and say, yeah, I like that, give me more pressure. But it helps you to get stronger mentally, but then it also gives you a way of burning calories, getting out there in the sun, also being with natives all the time, instead of just staying at home and doing anything else. But if you don't play on a team and you just practice by yourself, you're just one person. But if you're on a team or you're at a practice group, now you're mingling with, at least if it's a real tribe like the Choctaw Chickasaws or the Cherokees or anybody else, they'll have like at least 50 people out there, 50 people that would know you. But for us, being in the urban city, we don't have that kind of luxury. For me, it was playing stickball, teaching it. My mom would take us to the reservation, but we never did anything culturally. When I started playing stickball, my mom, she didn't really believe in me that much, but the story goes that I guess she didn't really want to see me get hurt on the field. But that's why she never watched none of my games at the World Series, but that's alright. It was a way of learning about my culture, talking about it a little bit more and more. Because I ran with the Chickasaws in my first major year because they needed players and they were glad to have me on. There was a couple of times that I know for a fact that we needed 30 people on the field. I was their 30th person. So if they wasn't have 30 people, they would have forfeited. So I knew it came in clutch at that time. But also, the main thing is that as I learned and brought what I learned back here, and then I learned some more and I leveled up, I would bring it out into the game again. Then as I get beat up and rolled over again, I'll bring it back, practice more, and they came out with me. And as I learned more, and I know that with me teaching them from all my mistakes, that they're growing faster than I am, so I had to train harder to be still a step or two better than them, so that as a coach I can feel like I'm actually trying to teach them, not just seeing like, you know, like some coaches, like football coaches or whatever, they're just like big fat guys who have all the knowledge and technical skills, but they don't get out there and rough up the little ones or the other guys too. It's not what I want to be, because I know that I still have my tribe, my community, and the organizations that I run with. I represent all of them in the Dallas area, so when I go to tournaments and stuff like that, that's what I represent. When people see me, they're like, there goes that Dallas guy. I may talk like I'm not as good as them, but through all the years that I've been playing, I have leveled up way better than what I was. That I can see now when I go into action that there is hesitation on the other side, but I can't let that make it seem like I'm better than them, because I know that I still need to practice so I can stay along with them. As I taught others, there's been people who've been reconnecting. There's been people who come from different tribes from the other side of the border, both sides of the border, Canada and Mexico. They visit us, and as they play with us, practice with us, you can tell like they're just reconnecting. So they're like, all right, it's cool, but then they hang out more and more with us. It's like they get that same fire too when I talk to them about being from Dallas and being from their tribe, that a little flame sparks up for their culture, for their tribe, so that now, even though we're not the Choctaw Nation, Chickasaw Nation, Cherokee Nation, the Seminole Nation, or Alabama Coushatta, that we are an entity in Dallas who represent different tribes, not just one tribe. So when people see it in other tribes, they think it's pretty cool that we can pull different nations together under DFW Cabochituli in Dallas, and they think it's pretty cool when they see us and they meet us and stuff like that, because not everybody can do that, especially if it takes a lot of time, because it did take a lot of time. As your own being, it does spark up a flame for your own culture, so that you're like, all right, Eli's representing his Choctaw culture pretty good, somebody else is now, what about me? And I want to take that to my tribe back home, so that they can have something to come together with. But for them also is that they also want to represent their tribe, so that they're not the general native like I was in the beginning. They want to be more of their tribal representation when they go anywhere. My sister and my mom always did beadwork, crowns, medallions, and necklaces. Eventually they wanted to check out Santa Fe days of the historic town square in Carrollton. With that, I got to see dances and see vendors. That's when I came across American Indian Heritage Day in Texas. At that event, the Larneys talked to me. Peggy Larney, Brian Larney, the founders of American Indian Heritage Day, and eventually their volunteers let me know that I can be a volunteer for it, and American Indian Heritage Day celebration. It celebrates the House Bill 174, and that was signed into law by Governor Rick Perry. That makes the last Friday in September American Indian Heritage Day in Texas for the schools to learn, supposed to like enact it. Some do, some don't, but it is a House bill now. And that Saturday of that Friday is the celebration. American Indian Heritage Day is about advocacy and issues and spreading awareness of Native Americans in the Dallas urban area and stuff like that. Didn't really talk, didn't say much, just came to listen. I wanted to say something. At times I wanted to say stuff I can't, but I couldn't. But then eventually that made like I guess like a small fire inside of me, so that I wanted to learn more about my culture, about the Choctaw tribe and the Navajo tribe. There was a guy that I knew that lives here in the Dallas area. We never really talked that much, but he always came and visited my mom. He was a relative from Mississippi, so they always spoke Choctaw to each other. He eventually came to me and said, "Do you want to play stickball?" And I was like, I didn't answer him. And the game that he talked about was like 2.5 months ahead. Every month he would ask me. I never responded, but I know I wanted to. Eventually came to a point where it was game day and they asked me if I wanted to go. So I said yeah, because secretly I did wanted to play. So we take the trip. You want to play? I don't know if they can see it on my face or not, but that's why they kept asking me. You know how you keep asking somebody if they look interested, but not really. But they don't say no, so they just keep asking. But I said yeah. After all that time wasted, that moment, I said yeah. So he said, all right, let's get out real quick and I'll show you how to pick up the ball. And that was all we could work on, and for like a minute before they blew the whistle, so that the game could start. And that would be my first time of playing. I don't remember nothing about the game. I just remember that there was a chance where the ball came my direction. I missed it, and a teammate got the ball, saved the day, threw it downfield. So that's what I remember. When the game was over, I don't remember how nothing went, but it was just that I was glad that I was out there. I didn't think I accomplished anything except the fact that I got out there through my hesitations and all that. It was something I wanted, but it was still something that was still far away. There was just no, I don't want to say help, but there was no path at the house to grow in the culture. I considered it a success that I played, even though it wasn't that good, but I consider it a success that I played. My cousin, he came to me and he was like, here you go. And he gave me a pair of sticks. He says, these are yours now. They used to belong to Don, your stepdad. But I got these off the wall because I asked your mom. And I asked your mom too, can I give it to you? So these are yours now. That became my first pair of capucha. Do I still have them? Yes, but one stick is broken because it got crushed on the battlefield. Let's say that.
How did that make you feel?
It's like losing an old friend. Sometimes I think I personify a lot of inanimate objects, like pole sticks and other kinds of stuff. But when it did, I don't want to say die, because I still have it, but it's wood, and all things pass away. Even the most best sticks you'll ever have, that'll eventually go away. Still got it, but it's broken. But
the energy is still there.
Yeah, the idea and concept is still there, and like you said, the energy. The pair I have here that I use all the time now, they're both separate. They're both separate sticks from two separate pairs, but the other two that belong to each one, they both broke at practice. If you just add these two together, they just work just as fine.
What would you say to the natives that haven't played stickball? Maybe they want to get into it, but they're kind of scared or something because they're not familiar with it, you know?
The ones who were like me, who come out of nothing with no sports or nothing like that, and they want to get into it. Luckily, I had a cousin who asked me and asked me and asked me, but if they don't have the cultural center, I know you can go to the cultural center. If you're in the DFW area and want to come out to practice at the DFW Cabocha Totally practice, we have every Sunday. You just show up. I have extra pairs of sticks. As much as you may not feel like you're capable of it, that with guided practice, you can be as good as you want to be. You want to go all the way to the top, it'll take a lot of dedication and time and a lot of, I guess, exercise and trying to get physically stronger and faster. But if you're like a couch potato and you feel like some people, like I asked one youngster before, he was like, I said, hey, you want to play stickball? He was like, no, I don't want to play stickball. I already got a cousin play stickball. I'm too fat to play stickball. I always tell them that it's good motivator, because I know everybody needs exercise. Everybody needs the sun. So the idea and concept is that you have to motivate them to get out into the field. But the model for the group is building community through harder hits.
Usually, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but whenever I interview people, I ask them what their message is to the world.
A message to the world. If the world is watching, because it all depends on who's watching. Because you say this is a documentary a little bit, but it depends on what kind of goofy person is watching. Is the one who is the antagonist, the one that already knows me, or is the one who doesn't know me but knows of me? Then if it was like an antagonist, it'd be something like, well, we're still here after all this time. Now we're in the urban areas since relocation and everything, but we still exist. We still have our culture, even though we may be more contemporary now. We are surviving, growing, reconnecting, getting stronger, becoming more vocal, and we will have our moments back in the sun again. Watch out, world. DFW Cabocha Totally is growing.